Ah. Oh god, I still have to make my bed afterwards tonight. This is man, welcome to the Fluff, my god, welcome to the Fluff, welcome. We're here to read SCP 2530. So I listened to you, to your feedback, and I did upload. And Gazabon is also here. Welcome to the Fluff. Welcome in. Make yourself comfortable. Take a seat. Yeah, I'm uploading 2529. I will be honest, I barely recall what it was about because I was like super tired by the end of it all. But I do know it's about basically if you try to look up a murder of a certain person through like phones or computers, those will crash. It will like just basically like, oh nope, doesn't work anymore. So it's basically a murder case that you cannot look into at all because it's just anything that anything. I think it's only technology wise that like would not work. I'm not sure if non-digital things work or not. Well, yeah, no, it was after looking up into it when I was doing my thumbnail, I was like, oh, that's actually kind of interesting. Also, very interesting because like it was very similar to the SCP that we had last weekend. That was all about a girl's corpse in the bathroom and nobody can talk about it. So like, I'm like, okay, very similar in that aspect, right? Well, hey, one of my favorite researchers, you flattery will get you nowhere, okay? Extra of colonies, self-deleted ones. So that's the author's name? Gotcha. Let me see. Let me actually scroll down. I want to see if that's... Yeah, staff. That's a shame, man. I wonder... Do you guys... Is it okay to ask why? Like, why... Is it just that they decide to, like... Be like, I'm... Like, hey, I don't really... care about my work anymore, or did something happen in their personal life that made them... I don't want to like pry too deep because like at the end it's their life. I don't want to like come across as somebody who's like, you have to tell me everything, but like, that doesn't definitely the reason why. I mean at the end I personally don't I personally don't need to pry into their life for what reason they did it. But yeah, no exposure. You mean? Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. But at the end, it's their decision. I will not hold it up against them. Okay, but how about we read some SCPs that do exist right here, right now. Yeah, gotcha. They will never tell us. Accelerando. Don't call my name. Accelerando. That's the author we have for today, for the first one. The last one we had of this was 2395, which was called $585.98, which was the SCP where it was saying that our world, our Earth, is worth that much, and like giant deities are looking if they want to buy us or not, and they're always like, oh, that's too expensive. So orcs are technically canon. Not sure what you mean by that, but okay. Accelerando wrote The Emerald Choir. That is a beautiful name. Very beautiful. I saw the image first. I'm sorry, guys. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. A surveillance system has been installed in the interior and exterior of SCP-2530, and all entryways have been barricaded to prevent instances of -A from exiting. All trespassers are to be subdued and administered amnestics by agents from Surveillance Post 935. Any alterations in behavior are to be reported to the current SP head for revision in containment procedures. Archived SPs there. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair. Gotcha. Now that makes sense. I completely forgot that archived means arcs in the SP Foundation. By the way, my window. Sorry if I have my window wide open. with the curtains open this time. It's pretty warm in here, so I'm just letting some cold air in, and then after a while, if it gets cold enough, I'll close the curtains completely. So if there's a lot of like wind noise or like sounds coming from that direction, I do apologize. Alright, let me just put my phone here so it's not in the way. Description: SCP-2530 is an abandoned warehouse located in Detroit, Michigan. Oh, an abandoned warehouse in Detroit, eh? This is definitely the safest of locations. I say that because it is object class safe. Records indicate the building was owned before being purchased by the Hudson Motor Company, where it was used from 1909 to 1912 before relocation to a larger factory. SCP-2530 was vacant for several years before developing anomalous properties. SCP-2530's interior has acoustics similar to a large empty chamber, despite the presence of indoor structures and machinery. External sound is unable to penetrate the interior of SCP-2530. Open doorways and windows are most notably affected, which sound reflects off as if there was a physical barrier. Sounds created by instances of -A and other entities and objects occasionally produce inconsistent reverberation. Researchers have theorized that the presence of machinery in SCP-2530 plays a factor in this, and may have been intentional specifically for all instances. -A 1 through 17 consists of several entities coexisting. I was looking away, and then my brain just filled out things. Of several entities consisting of both artificial and organic material, mainly synthetic parts and mammalian organs. The artificial materials that each instance is composed of are mundane by themselves, and there are no indication regarding each instance's origin or development. All organic materials functions independently from its robotic components, though it is unclear if each instance is self-sustaining or receiving energy from another source. Each instance inhabits various areas within SCP-2530, where it engages in repetitive behavior that often pertains to their appearance. Take him to Detroit. No, not Detroit! Like, as a non-American, I never like fully understood like how dangerous Detroit is as a I was about to say Ort, which is German for place. Like I never like fully understood like why because as a young teen I just thought Detroit as a it just sounds, it's like such a cool name for a city. Until I realized no, Detroit got screwed over by so many different like companies that now like just in general like financially everybody just lives in shit there. So criminal rate is just really high, right? So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can understand now, like that, like that's basically like if you want to go there and you have anything on you, you will walk out with nothing on you. So I'm like, okay, yeah, understood. All instances of -A will depart to the main production floor in SCP production floor in SCP-2530 if any individuals enters and remains in said room for approximately 15 seconds. At this point, each instance will arrange themselves inside the perimeter of the room and will begin to perform a musical piece, which is 2 minutes and 47 seconds in length. Each instance will return to their original locations within SCP-2530 shortly after the performance ends. Man, I hate living in America. Do you mind if I ask, like, where in America you actually live? I know you do, but I don't think I ever asked. Only if you're comfortable telling. You don't have to. You can also just give like west, east, north, south if that's if that's what you're more comfortable in. Philly. Ah, okay, gotcha. Okay. I actually don't know much about Philly as a non-American. Like, I'll be honest with you. I heard it being mentioned quite a lot, of course, but like I never like looked into Philadelphia. All I know is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Okay, that's guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. Human tissue from each instance has shown similarities to several sets of people, mostly families. It has been concluded that the DNA found in the instance of SCP-2530 may be that of children from several married couples, though all families deny having one or more children. and no birth records have been found for any supposed individual. Addendum A1 instance of SCP-2530. Oh, okay, here we have designation. A2, description. Albino Acinonyx jubatus, cheetah with an inverted head. Wow. All other body parts are constructed with copper wiring. Minuscule eyes have been observed to look out from the instance torso when activated, produces various clicking and grinding noises. Ooh. Dash A5, a wooden mannequin torso of 3 meters in height, covered in 8 humanoid mouths. Each mouth continuously whispers, "Oh, Ananias, I think of thee," when not activated. Oh, come on, you have to activate for it to shut up. Great. Dash A13, a rectangular frame constructed with several fragments of sphalerite, suspending a cylinder consisting of infinite thumbs. What is this? Contains crystallized zinc sulfide with traces of iron. 2 limbs originating from the frame strike the drum to provide a sound similar to a synthetic kick drum. Okay, so it's clearly like they're basically supposed to be some sort of like weird type of instrument. Dash A15, a deceased brown greater galago, Autolemur crassicaudatus, with a human fetus situated in an open cavity on the side of its body. The tail of the galago is composed of various pieces of glass and is dragged on a nearby conveyor belt to produce sound. Okay, Jesus Christ. A17, an animatronic Japanese child in a fetal position. Great. Instances skin consists entirely of youth's epidermis, sings the main vocals when activated. Okay. Philly is fairly ghetto. I heard things about that too. It's apparently fairly ghetto. But other than that, I don't really know much else. I call me guilty as charged because like I always give them American shit that they don't know anything about Europe or Asia or the world in general. But it's not like I have done the opposite of like, oh, let me study the U.S. Like I don't know what all the states are like are on the map. I would not be able to like. I mean, of course, some of them I would be, but yeah, and I don't know like. I know Wisconsin likes cheese. That's because as a Swiss person, I'm like, oh yeah, we had that in common, brother. We get that's the like. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. So, but other than that, you know, like, I know a couple things, but I'm not like, it's not like I'm fully versed into the States myself. I as an European, the only thing I know about Philadelphia is it has a bell. Casabon, no offense, but I had a little bit of a stroke reading that. But I know what you meant. The only thing you know about Philadelphia is that that it has a bell. Addendum. Okay, we have an MP3, guys. I shall quiet the music. We shall listen. The following is a recording of SCP-2530 when activated. Okay. Here we go, guys. Let's see how it sounds. Guys, I think we have a reason to go to Detroit right now, eh? We have a reason to go to Detroit. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care how weird the choir would look. If this is the music that comes out from them, I'll be like, God damn, this is impressive. I'll be down. I'll be down for like an hour of this. Before I have to like run to my car that hopefully by that point has not been bashed in and stolen everything out of it and get the hell out of Detroit. After you gotta add this to your playlist, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Incident B1, 3rd, 13th, 1978. 4 hours after the anomaly discovery, an unidentifiable individual had entered SB2530 and inspected several instances of -A. This was recorded with a preliminary surveillance system. At that time, HMCL Liveson was conversing via handheld transceiver with Agent Montalvo regarding possible notification to entryways within SB2530. The individual exited the camera's view shortly before A-17 stood up and walked up behind Agent Montalvo unnoticed. It's unknown if the individual activated or provoked A-17. After analysis of the monologue's content, it's been postulated that the individual was speaking through it. And here we have A3 and A6. Let's have a closer look, shall we? Yes. Of course, the most important part of the choir, most important member of the choir, headless child and metal metal spider. Surveillance footage shows Agent Montalvo being grabbed and struck from behind by A-17 and dragged to the main production floor. A-17 had begun to sing immediately after disabling both of Montalvo's legs through force. What the? Hey, I need these, man! A-17 sat down in front of Agent Montalvo and continued to sing. The following log begins shortly after Montalvo is released. Oh yeah, there's a tale to this. Also, this is said to be a prequel to SCP-1530. Yeah, Howard told me there's a tale, and he told me it's apparently not really that much connected to anything. We'll look at the tale and see if it's something we want to read or not. But yeah. Beginning log 1943, 3rd, 13th, 19. You found the ruins of my young heart's past. Broad with pride, weeps unheard. Oh, he's probably singing this. You found ruins of my young heart's past. I don't know, sing. Not with that voice. Yeah, you just like give it like a Sephiroth! But I was just I'm just gonna read it normally. I'm sorry, guys. Broad with pride, weeps unheard. Cajun scribe, mindless herd. Fuck! Liveson, I need backup! -A just broke my legs! Both my damn legs! The heartless men, they wish to learn more. Stoop down low, they will never know. Low and no. Oh, yeah, sure. All my sins crowd round to a lonely hunter. All my sins goons on and thrumming further. All instances have assembled here. No further hostility. Liveson! Watch the cruel boy split swiftly in two. Pelt stones, can't run home, broken bones. The group of taunters melt, 'cause I gaze through as they laugh all day, laugh all night, falling down through the light. All their pain, a gathering of hate, melting rain, metal meets flesh and taint. In the vaults, they sing all day, animals, they sing all day. Agent Montalvo remains silent, though grunting and shallow breathing is heard. Where they are, mistakes made from a child's play. Fallen stars, for his tears and mother's pray. All too far, didn't mean to end it this way. A grasp from Montalvo is audible. It is assumed that Montalvo was grabbed. -A-17 is no longer singing. But it's fine. For you hunters, I will leave these children here. I killed them unwittingly, and I tried to fix them so many years ago. But now it works, because someone will always be there to listen to them. Thanks. You always seem to be doing me favors. End log 1950. Probably one voice would be the best. I mean, it's A17, right? Oh yeah, it's an animatronic. Yeah, you're right. You're right. My bad. After all instances of -A return to the original propositions, Asian Motalva was recovered and claimed he was unable to remember the event occurring and was unable to explain his leg injuries when notifying HMCL Liveson. The intruding unknown individual and -A17's behavior are currently being investigated. Can you imagine? You walk into a abandoned warehouse, you get fucking thrashed by a Japanese animatronic child, get dragged to the stage, your leg's broken and taken away. You leave the warehouse and you're like, yeah, I don't know what happened in there, to be honest. I'm not sure what my legs are gone either. Like, lost me walk into abandoned warehouse. I mean, same, brother. Fucking same. I actually had to like for a film shoot, I had our place to sleep was a warehouse. It was not abandoned. It was a warehouse that was not abandoned. They had like different types of beds in there, and a little story time. And the second night, I got to get the big ass bed, and the bed had like, you know, curtains and the poles and all that. It was like one of those like fancy beds. But it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't nice to look. It looked nice, but it wasn't like meant to be fancy. And so I slept, right? And the curtains didn't fully close. It was like this open, right? So I woke up like half an hour before the alarm went off, before I had to go to the next day of my film shoot, and I wake up and I'm just like, and I look through the gap of the curtain, and I see a figure standing in the middle of the warehouse, and it looked like it was looking towards my direction. And I was kind of like doing this like, just looking through the gap, just not moving, just absolutely standing still. And I'm like, the figure has stood still the entire time as well. So I was like, what do I do? I was also unsure if anybody was here, because like most people that were in the warehouse last night didn't come back. They were like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stay over that night in that place again. I only knew maybe a second person was with me, right? That was not the person standing there. But after a couple seconds of not moving, I was like, hold on a minute. So I took my phone, shone the flashlight towards the gap, and it was a fucking curtain hanger with a jacket and a hat perfectly placed, so it looks like somebody was standing there looking towards my direction. And I swear, I was like, if we have a third night that we have to stay here, which we luckily didn't, I'm not staying at the warehouse, because that moment almost gave me a heart attack. I was like, hell no, I'm never again. I'm not staying, because I don't want to go back to the warehouse another night. Not only that, I also went to bed knowing that outside were a bunch of drunk ass yelling around, playing music, and I was like unsure at first if maybe one of them broke in, but I did recall, like, wait, there's a curtain hanger there. There's a curtain hanger there. Let me double check if I'm just fucking stupid. And then when I showed the flashlight, I was like, okay, yeah. I would never flash my light. I mean, normally I wouldn't either. I would try to stay quiet and not try to act like as if I realized they were there. But they were also like very far away. They were like a good like 30 meters away. So if they did try to dash towards me, I would have had more than enough time to stand up and prepare myself for a fight. But yeah, that moment, I tell you what, my heart almost jumped out of my throat. After instances of dash, they return to the original positions. Yeah, already read that. Clearance level RB for 2530 required. Whereas anomalies including SB2530 contain substantial evidence supporting the involvement of Green King, all anomalies produced through Green King are currently being put under review in preparation for removal from standard Foundation containment to emphasize research and isolation of the anomaly in determining information on Green King. Neutralization has been authorized should an anomaly prove uninformative or is determined to further prevent the neutralization of Green King. So this must be... Okay, let me check what Howard said about the tale again. He said... first one is technically an intro into a canon, but you don't need to read the rest of it to get it, I don't think. Okay, let me see what the... Codename Green King... Okay, we can read this part. Yeah, we can read this part at least. This gives us some information about the other SCPs. As you said, this, you already mentioned that it was connected to 1530, also by Alexander, which is cool. 1,000 SCPs later. There, at the moment of the death of all things, stand two individuals. The man is irrelevant, and we need not to discuss him now. He is looking at her. Josephine, he asked. You recognize me, she responded. You meet certain characteristics, ones I'm familiar with, he will ask. I have never been able to find you before. What has changed? I'm good at hiding, she's saying. There's little to hide from now. The sun's supernova is about to commence. We will not survive much longer. You will not survive, he has said. I am hardly bound by conventional space and time. I'm surprised that you still are. That I have not ascended to a higher plane of consciousness, she'll be asking. Like the others of my kind? Like your friends at the Foundation I assumed I would? Everyone was so afraid of me. And at this point she spoke to the name of being she was conversing with, which we cannot repeat here. And none of them stopped to consider that the converse applied just as well. I was far more afraid of them, and I was sure as hell afraid of godhood. I'd rather live my lifespan, not to mention the lifespans of several 100 million generations than do, well, whatever it is you did. The man will have thought about this for what seemed like a much longer time. Do you want to see what they felt? Do you want to see what they knew? I know what they knew, she had thought. I took the knowledge from them as I removed it from their minds. I saw it from their point of view as well as yours, he would be saying. I can give you this knowledge. Call it a parting gift. She was pausing, then smiling. I appreciate it. And then, at once she knew, her smile remained until the moment the fires reached her. So here we have like... I want to know if the Green Prince is just another... Okay, those are tales, it seems. Okay. But not also has been... Oh, there's more here. The ultimate reality of universes... The ultimate reality of universes were written than most people live in the world. Let me just skim through this just a few minutes. Powerful reality benders just reason that escape detection from the Foundation through combination staying off the radio. Her abilities are immense but not unreal. Using calling Green King or working against just intends escape rather than revenge. Okay. Some reason this SCP reminded me of that reality bender kid that made his own dimension. Oh yeah. By the way, in discussion with this SCP, there's a link to the music if you want to grab it. Thank you. I think I will. You know what? I think I will grab it actually. It is... It's definitely, here we go, second image called Inside Music by Riverman remix of Whisper Loop by Pogo. Download the entire song here or his 4 other remixes here and see all the Pogo's work on his SoundCloud. I will probably keep this page, I will keep this page in my personal files page on Discord for now. And I will come back to it after the stream to listen to the other songs and see if I do want to grab this for my iTunes or not, for my Apple Music. But yeah, that was a great start. I really like the idea, and I do like that at the end there's still something. Even though they look creepy and they play good music, there's still something else that they do that makes you go like, oh. Okay, maybe we should need to be a bit more careful around these things. So yeah, no, I like that a lot.